Another Wisconsin Dells video. Today I am at the original Wisconsin Ducks to show you exactly how they work. I'm going to take you into the water, on the land, and everything in between. I've been invited out by the original Wisconsin Ducks to do this video, and I am super happy to take you along with me. But let's go ahead right now and let's check out the original Wisconsin Ducks.
Where we wander, we feast. From the mom and pop spots to the clubs in the east. Where to go, what to do, what to eat, can't miss. Dang, that's awesome. Let me add it to the list. Dang, that's awesome.
If you're looking to find where the Wisconsin Ducks are, they are directly across from Mount Olympus Water Park. You'll be able to find them and right on the main strip there.
Alrighty, what do we think? Pretty cool duck tour, right? One more time around, call it good?
Yeah.
I'm just getting a couple of things for you. Before we get started, first off, I'm required to show you how to use one of these very stylish things. It's pretty self-explanatory if we do have to use them. Pull them down from up above. You'll undo the clip here. You'll throw your head through that hole, take the clip, wrap it around your back, and clip it back in front. Then you're set to float down the river like a bobber. That is with pleasure I tell you this is our 80th season operating on the Wisconsin River. We've never had to use them, and I don't plan on being the first. Do any of you?
No.
Good, if you did, I'd tell you get off my duck. 23 adult life jackets above you all, 6 children's right here above my head. Anybody able to point out the emergency exits for me? Hey, smart group, anywhere you don't see the beams works for me. Out the windows, out the front, out the back. Extreme cases though, we do have the straps up above here. They're Velcro, you can pull down, go through the top. I ask you try to keep all your hands, arms, legs, small children, pretty much anything you want to take home with you inside of the green beams and remain seated. Some of the trails out there can get a little bit bumpy. Last thing I got for you, not that I think any of you would, but I'm required to say it by the United States Coast Guard. No smoking of any variety while you're on board here. That includes cigarettes, vapes, things like that for the next 55 to 60 minutes. Other than that, though, is it anybody's first duck tour here at the original Wisconsin Ducks? Hey, me too! Alrighty, everybody able to hear me okay?
Yeah.
Perfect, here we go. Alrighty, good afternoon and welcome aboard the amphibious duck. Baton. My name is John. I'll be your pilot, your tour guide, and if need be, maybe even your alligator wrangler. For the next 8.5 mile adventure, it's half on water, half on land, and if we're a little bit lucky, maybe even a little bit in the air. Alrighty, now our first topic of interest are these hand-carved granite statues. Now, these once set upon the Chicago Board Trade Center until 1932. Well, that was redecorated by a stick of dynamite. These were purchased up later by Miss Helen Robb and donated to decorate the grounds in front of us. The duck was manufactured by a company known as General Motors in Pontiac, Michigan for a low cost of about $10,000. She saw service in World War II, but also later parts of the Korean conflict. The main purpose of the duck was to haul troops and supplies to shore. With the canopy above you today, she stands at 11 feet tall, 8 feet 2 inches wide, 31.5 feet long, and weighs in at a slim and slender 7.5 tons. Today, the ducks are fully equipped with a 5.9-liter diesel Cummins engine, a 10-speed manual transmission, topping out between 6 and 8 knots on water and 45 miles an hour on land. Alrighty, if at any point today you see some wildlife, feel free, shout it out. I will try my best if it's possible to slow down so we can all get a good look at it. Our first sign of wildlife off the left-hand side. It's out here by this group of trees. It's only about 2 feet tall. A little bit red in color. I think it's a baby. A baby stop sign. Such a cute little guy. In fact, earlier this year, we're legally obliged to stop here. Ask all of you to reach underneath your seats, grab those 2 big red safety seat belts for me. Pull down, take them out, and clip them across your waist. Yeah, there hasn't been seatbelts on this thing for 80 years. Let me know if you find anything, though. The green fern. For bloofers, they'll all peak first. Let's all peak first. Phineas and Fern. Slight drop in temperature you may have or may not have noticed. Well, it helps these trees block out most sunlight reaching the dell. It's actually these cliffs coming up on either side doing all the work. They lock in the moisture in the air and create a 100% eco-friendly air conditioner. On a day like today, you'll find it's about 5 to 10 degrees cooler than the rest of the dells, making you folks the coolest people in town. Are you ready to stop and look for traffic? Hey, it can get a little bit bumpy as we head through the water. So I said with one of your available hands, you brace something in front of you. With your other hand, it's best if you plug your nose. Alrighty, and just like that, I disengage the wheels. So if you look off either side, you'll get to see as they slowly sink to the bottom. We are a boat afloat the Wisconsin River. Now the Wisconsin River starts all the way up by the Michigan Peninsula. Travels roughly 430 miles diagonally across this beautiful state, where it empties into the Mississippi River in Freitas, Wisconsin. Now along that track, it passes near 27 hydroelectric dams, powering roughly 400 communities throughout the entire state. That in fact makes it one of the hardest working rivers in the country. We are approaching the first rock formation here on today's tour. To find that, you're going to look off this left-hand shore, follow it out to the mushroom-shaped rock hanging out above the water. That is what's known as Pulpit Rock. Story about it goes, sit in there in the 1800s, the traveling crew would come out here every Sunday, stand upon that rock, and preach down to anybody that would listen below in their canoes. That is pretty simple. All you're going to have to do is look at where this point meets the water and go up about 50 feet. That is what's known as Hawk's Bill. Top rock shooting straight out being the Hawk's upper beak. 4 feet below that, a rock that curls up towards it being the Hawk's lower beak. Now, if you can really stretch your imagination, there's a slit in that upper beak. That could be the Hawk's eye. And the stone slab that juts out at us could be the Hawk's left wing and shoulder, as it soars across the Wisconsin River. This is known as Potsdam sandstone, which is so rare you really only find large quantities of it in 4 places in the world. Potsdam, Germany, Zurich, Switzerland, upstate New York, where you'll find it's almost all completely underwater, and the beautiful state of Wisconsin. It is a very brittle rock. That's why you'll notice all the dark holes along this left-hand cliff face. Those are cliff swallow nests. Cliff swallows migrate to Wisconsin every year from Venezuela. More than welcome, eating about 2 to 3 times their body weight in mosquitoes and green hay. Now there's also a couple of my coworkers swimming in the river over there. Back on June 9, 2008, Sauk County here received a record amount of rainfall. And that caused the lake on the other side to rise over 51 inches. And that Lake Delta up there is a man-made lake, meaning it wasn't meant to hold back all that extra water. So it broke through here at the weakest point. It took within that day 4 vacation homes to that entire shoreline of trees. It emptied out the entire 267-acre lake. It was roughly about 600 million gallons of water in just shy of 2.5 hours. So you can imagine the water in the river getting pretty high that day. On the left-hand side, where you see the beach and tree line meet up there, that is how high the water got. Coming up here on the left, we're going to have the W.J. Newman Dam. Now, this dam was built in 1927 and renovated after that breach that occurred in 2008. Now, they spent $1.5 million adding an 80-foot emergency spillway off the right-hand side. What I'm trying to tell you is now's the best time for all those damn photos you'd like. Alrighty, I will tell you all that. As we go into the water, a slight mist may come up and over the front of the duck. Now, that may get me, my co-pilot, maybe the first few rows a little bit wet. That is nothing, though, compared to the 80-foot tidal wave coming over the back. So if you got anything on the floor you don't want getting wet, I recommend you pick that up. Because if it floats up to the grate, hey, I'm going to sell that on Facebook Marketplace. Unless it's kids, then you can have it back. Anyway, see, hold on, it can get a little bit bumpy at times, and other than that, here we go. Just like that, you're back to being a moto float, but this time here on artificial Lake Note. What used to be, the water show used to happen there every evening until it was shut down during COVID. Sadly, it never reopened its doors. The orange building with a green roof, that's wilderness on the lake. Follow this tree line along until you see these two large black towers here. That marks out the general direction of Noah's Ark. Keep going along that tree line. You see that yellow tower budding out about above the trees? That is Icarus, America's tallest water slide. Now that's located right across the road from where you guys got on the duck here today inside of Mount Olympus. Now that white building there looks a lot like a private resort. It's actually the owner of Mount Olympus's house. Ironic, he's got a water slide coming out of the second story there. Last thing I got for you, if you look straight out the back of the duck, back of the trees there by the dam, absolutely zero relevance to today's tour. The newest addition to Lake Delta here are these, well, tree houses over here on the left-hand shoreline. There's 20 of them. They were built by a group known as the Treehouse Masters. They recognize them. They had a TV show once upon a time. And, well, it's part of the Nelson Tree Houses and Kalahari Collection, I think is a full broader term about it. And straight out in front of us, there's a brand new summer club known as Daylene's. Now, both of these items were being built over the winter and last fall. The left-hand side, these tree houses opened up over Memorial Day weekend, I believe. As for Daylene's, that's been open for almost a month here. Only ever heard good reviews about it. Alrighty, this right-hand shoreline here is where that breach occurred in 2008. How it also gets its name is at the bottom of the turn down here, we got a 50-foot drop-off. Could be the last good look of anything that we get. But if you're as scared of heights like I am, fairly simple, what you're going to do is cover your eyes. Now, I did mention this is only my first tour, right? I'm just kidding. Wasn't kidding about that drop-off, roughly about 50 feet. No need to worry. We take safety here at the docks very seriously. That's why I was sent out earlier today to install this steel mesh barricade. Now you may think to yourself, is that chicken wire? Why, yes. Think of the hardware store made me a promise. He says if it can hold back a chicken, it can most certainly hold back a duck. Alrighty, on the left we got the beautiful legged elk. Now this was founded with one sole purpose in mind, the breeding of Wisconsin state summer bird. It's a mosquito. Now, like all things in life, mosquitoes, they do get gray, they do get old, and well, frankly, when we're tired of all they can give us, we store them up in the box on the left here, and we ship them down to our friends in Chicago, Illinois. Kind of like what we did with the Craig Council. This here's the Lowlands Trail. It's argued by most to be the prettiest point of today's tour. So I'll do what you've all probably been waiting for and turn this headset of mine up. Let nature do the talking. Here's the work we down here on the right. And as we travel through Bedford, you'll notice that bridge up there, folks. I mentioned the last part of our training process here at the original Wisconsin Ducks. Well, when we're ready to give duck tours, we get sent down here with our rollerblades and stack of marbles. We have to rollerblade back and forth, dropping a marble every time. Oh, folks, like we've lost all our marbles. Plenty little bit of drag. Now, in the year 1943, Miss Helen Robb, being the big naturalist she was, decided she'd come out here, plant these trees in the most natural way possible. Perfectly straight rows. Welcome to the Helen Robb Tree Plantation, folks. Alrighty, as we travel down the hill, you'll notice on the right-hand side a series of sheds. Now, these gray ones that are close to us are where our ducks hibernate all winter, so we can pull them out and party all summer long. Tan one in the middle is where we house our 7-year-long duck mechanics I call our quack doctors. Sadly, just like any good doctor, they can't save all their patients. So here in front of us on the left, well, we got our duck graveyard. May they rust in pieces. On behalf of everybody here at the original Wisconsin Ducks, let me be the first to thank you for coming along on my tour today. Now, if you like the tour, my name is John. Your ride along in the duck we like to call Baton. If you didn't like today's tour, that is perfectly all right. First off, let me start off by apologizing. Second of all, well, I guess my name was Lad and this was New Britain. Please remain seated for me till I throw that red ramp down on the back. Give you an all right to get up once it's safe to do so. Take a quick look around, folks. Make sure you have everything you brought on board with you. Please try to enjoy the wonderful weather here in the Wisconsin Dells. Thank you all and have a great rest of your day.